Hello everyone, we're back again in 2024 for another IEM Katowice. Now this time it's not going to be the global finals, but it is still going to be a $500,000 tournament. And I'm here again to be your kind of guide for Katowice as far as trying to attend in person, which I think is going to be quite difficult as tickets have sold out, as well as just watching online, which I know many of you will do. So we'll go over the where, when, what, why, and how everyone got there in this video. So the first place you want to check out is obviously going to be their main tournament page, pro.eslgaming.com/tour/SC2/Katowice to really get most of the information here. 24 contenders for $500,000 in the Hall of Heroes from February 8th to February 11th for those who are a little challenged by the rest of the world dates. And obviously, this time around, not going to be the global finals, but still a tremendous tournament indeed, with many familiar faces from last year being global finals. Actually, about, I want to say 80% of the players are going to be very familiar as potential champions of this tournament. We recently did finally have our announcement as far as what our global finals actually is, which I'll be going more into in another video. That'll be happening in summer. This is happening now, and then another tournament at DreamHack Dallas, and then the global finals in the summer. But let's pay attention to StarCraft 2 Katowice 2024. Again, the 4-day tournament broadcast brought to you by very familiar faces. There we go, there's the familiar faces, if you might have missed it. Unfortunately, Spix could not attend as she usually does in Katowice, but Seltzer is going to do a wonderful job. And then all of the familiar faces, particularly those who are found in Europe. And then there's me, who I'm super duper special, and Pig, who's also super duper special to actually be flying approximately 1,000 hours to Katowice from Australia. But we're all looking very much forward to giving you an excellent broadcast to match or even do better than last year's, to highlight some of the important stuff. As you can see, even though all the tickets have actually been sold out for StarCraft 2. They specifically sold them for that, as well as CS2, I guess now is what it is. You can still actually attend. It's completely free to enter. There'll be additional free seats in the auditorium available on a first-come, first-served basis. I believe they did this last year as well. I don't know to the success of everyone who tried to go, but I know at least a couple of people actually did say that they didn't even know that a tournament was happening or available very close to them in Poland, but they watched the video that I did last year and they said they're actually able to come. So that must mean that there's at least some ability to enter if you've already missed out on trying to get those tickets. Additionally, on that where subject, you also want to know where the streams are. It's going to be twitch.tv/ESL_SC2. Then you add the letter B to the end of that for the B stream and the letter C for the C stream. Both streams brought to you by some amazing commentators, and there's so many great games that happen at Katowice that you'll probably want to have all 3 streams open. Now let's get more detailed into the when. So again, February 8th through 11th, as my cat now disturbs the video. But more importantly, the nitty-gritty details. We do have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all listed out again on the main webpage. But you can see there's going to be a little bit from every single group every single day. And then eventually Saturday is going to be one heck of a long broadcast with a round of 12 also being played out. And Sunday going all the way from the round of 8 to those grand finals. But they've done this before. We've done this before as casters. The players have done it before. It can be an exhausting road, but stamina is definitely always an aspect of playing in StarCraft 2 tournaments. So as far as who is going to be playing in those groups, we'll get to that in one hot second. So here's the detailed list of who found on Wikipedia, good old Wikipedia. So you can see the entire list of participants. This might look a little bit different compared to last year, but again, not all that different. The difference here is that we do have 3 people that have been seeded in. They didn't have to qualify because they did win their regional events, and all 3 of them also were very consistent winners. So every single one of these guys won summer and winter of the regionals, Asia, Europe, and North America. So that made more qualification spots for other people to try and grab. And then also there's winners of the GSL, can't forget them, Maro and Solar. But then we had the rest of these players come in from the qualifier. Now these were server qualifiers, so we're kind of getting into the who as well as the how, I suppose. So these are the who's, all the familiar faces you would love to see. Hero, Oliveira, the last champion, Australia, North American Hope, some of the fan favorites like Scarlet as well, and Beyond coming through. But the how they got here, besides these guys who got the special regional events and GSL victories, are from qualifiers. Now these qualifiers might say Asian and Korea, Europe and Americas, But to be very specific, they are server qualifiers, which means you might see some people under like the European qualifier. No, the European qualifier is actually all Europeans. The Americas qualifier, who don't have a USA or a Canadian flag right there, and that is because it was only having to play on the server. So Bunny and Gumiho both played off server, with North America being the default for the home field advantage, and we're still able to make it through. And a lot of these players also were able to play in actually every single qualifier, despite the ping and despite the time zone issues, because they really wanted to make it into IEM Katowice. They were full of amazing games as well, and some of them are up on my YouTube as ZombieGrub casts, as well as plenty of other people were commenting as well, but they were really amazing games. We had a couple of upsets, a couple of surprises, but again, most of what you would expect. We had a little very much open qualifier, and then they got to play against people who were seated in a closed qualifier, and the people who won this one, which is an upper and lower bracket tournament, advance through. So this is really who you want to be paying attention to, is this little qualified section right here. Everyone here, you can see there's a 7th place cheeky match, because again, the players who won their regionals basically won all of their regionals, so more slots are available elsewhere. But that's how everyone got here, and then in qualifying, I believe they all also get their plane and hotel and food taken care of as well. So it's a really sweet gig, because again, you are also fighting for $500,000, of which you can see that there's also a couple other things on the line. So this is kind of going into the why. Obviously, as pro gamers, it's their job, that is the why. But then additionally, you also get the total first place prize, $150,000, second place, 70, third, fourth, and then so on and so forth. Pretty solid payout, even if you bomb out totally and completely. But then also on top of that, you can see here now we finally have the official link. The top 3 will qualify into, actually, top 4. Sorry, I can't count. It says third, fourth right there. That makes more sense. The top 4 of Katowice will qualify into the Esports World Cup, which is now even more money, although the official prize pool has actually not been announced. And you can also see that they get global points. Now, if they get qualified into the Esports World Cup, the global points has more to do with the seeding once they're there. But then for everyone else who doesn't get that immediate seed, immediate qualification, these EPT points still matter a whole heck of a lot, because it can help determine how they get seeded into the upcoming tournament DreamHack Dallas beyond this one, but then also how they get seeded, or if they even can get to the global finals based off the EPT points. So you got money, you got seeds, you got points, and you also have trophies and, being able to say that you're the best in the world, which is all good stuff. But that's why everyone is fighting here, and that's why IEM Katowice is absolutely still a very important tournament. And don't forget, in a really cool fashion, we've had this additional little asterisk here, which is that addition to the prize money, players win $500 for every best of 3 won in the group stage. So quite a bit of money in your pocket. And just so you can actually look at this schedule and then know what the heck it actually means, you could go from this schedule page right here over into the liquipedia.net/StarCraft2/IEM Katowice 2024. And you could go ahead and compare the Group A, Group B, Group C, and Group D, which we also went over in our Real Talk Strategy talk show, and our thoughts on it too. But just in case you missed it, Group A is going to have Gumiho, Solar Spirit, Hero Marine, Scarlet, and Trigger. Top 3 will advance on to the round of 12 or quarterfinals. Group B is going to be Clem, Kier, Oliveira, Bunny, Shin, and Stats. Ditto on the seeding. Group C, Serral, Beyond Estrella, Kelazar, Scaleless, Firefly, and Group D, the Group of Death. That is Dark, Mara, Raynor, Hero, Showtime, and Cyan. So you do have the top 3 in the kind of green here. It means they advance on. The lighter green, more yellowish hue means they get put into the round of 12, if this is where they end up staying once they actually match out against each other. And then whoever actually takes first in their group goes immediately into the quarterfinal. Of what you can see here is actually a single bracket, single elimination playoffs. The best of 5s up until the finals at the very least. So a lot of chances really to get through, but some people definitely had harder groups than others, with Group D really being the standout. So if one of the questions you're asking yourself and asking me, I suppose, as well, telepathically, is, well, what do I really have to pay attention to if I have only so much time? Well, the good news is, generally people don't work on the weekends. If you do, apologies, but you will be able to pay attention to a lot of the really dire consequence rounds on Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday, we have round 5s of all the groups happening, which means that's going to be when the group is actually officially determined. There might be people who are falling out or passing through before this round is played out, but then we also have a lot of circumstances where people have actually bombed out with a good score just because of the way the map scoring works, or who defeated who works. And that actually was what led to started Oliveira's run last year. So you get that really important round to start things off on Saturday. You go into the single elimination, everything on the line in this best of 5 round of 12. And then, of course, the rest of the playoffs. So Saturday and Sunday might be what you want to make sure that you take the time off for, to actually watch the entirety of Katowice, which you can also see is going to be Central European time. Starts at 10 a.m. and goes until about 10 p.m., but it's certainly gone longer than that. So that's pretty much the video. To go over again, we had the where. It's going to be in Katowice, Poland. Then it's going to be on twitch.tv/ESL_SC2. Add B, add C for your B and C streams. The when is going to be February 8th through 11th, so just a few days after this video has been released. And we also have the actual schedule here, or on the ESL StarCraft 2 Twitter, which you'll probably want to go ahead and follow, as it'll be updating throughout the entire time. And then we also have the who, being all of these players, well, I guess the commentators, but then all of the players, far more important than us. All of these players are going to be making an appearance and trying to beat each other in their groups. Then you have the what, which is that, again, I do have to emphasize, even though I don't want this to take away any credit from the tournament, but it's not the global finals, just because so many people have actually been confused or shocked when similar things have been announced. It's not the global finals. That'll be happening at a different tournament later on in this year, but it is still a huge tournament with $500,000 tournament dollars on the line, as well as the qualification spots to the actual Esports World Cup, and then the points that can help you get better seeds, as well as actually make it as well. And then we have the why, which is to crown another champion and gather EPT points and get the money, and well, pretty much everything I just said, honestly. I guess the what, may I also want to go ahead and emphasize the production will be as top-notch as you guys always recall IEM Katowice being. And then how, basically, you had 3 people who were standout stars in their regions, 2 people from the Korea region being standouts, and then everyone else qualifying through some very rigorous qualification. Hopefully I learn to speak before I actually have to cast. And that's it. That's the summary. That's the video. And that's hopefully everything you need to know about IEM Katowice. I truly hope that you'll be able to attend if you're anywhere close to it. If you got your tickets, looking forward to seeing you there. I'm going to guess there are going to be talent signings and player signings, perhaps more importantly for everyone out there, as they did last year too. And if you watch online, be civil in chat. Hope you enjoy the show, and I look forward to giving a beautiful broadcast alongside my co-casters and the wonderful production that is over in Poland. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you for IEM Katowice 2024.